So we'll be coming straight to the action just after we look at position of the week. And this is the moment where we throw Chris Bray in at the deep end in what I think is an incredibly difficult position. And there's no disgrace in getting this wrong. And I don't mind admitting, that I got it completely wrong. This came from one of my matches during the week. It's a true story. And the match score is 4-all to 7. The dice roll is 5-4 for red. So red has to play 5-4 in the knowledge that red, in fact, owns a 2 cube. Now, Chris, what's your play with a 5-4? And what are the thinking processes for reaching your decision? That's what people need to know.
Okay. My first thought process is you find out who your friends are when you come on live TV. So thanks for that, John. Okay. So we are 4-all to 7. In essence, one of the things you have to do when you look at any backgammon position is decide who's winning the race. Here, blue is clearly winning the race. If you want, I will talk about pip counts a little later on, but basically blue is 40 pips ahead here. So red has got to hit a checker to win. The other thing you look at is the cube and what's going to happen here. With the 2 cube, this is a position, and this, again, is something you learn with experience. In this position, either red will hit, and when he does hit, he'll be too good to redouble. He'll be playing on for a gammon in all likelihood, provided blue hasn't borne off any men. So the cube is not really of any great value to red in this position. If he cubes, it's going to be a clear drop.
Okay.
Right, so the next thing you have to identify is candidate moves, right? And even before that, you have to think about, what is my plan? Well, my plan here is to hit blue. The problem is, where are you going to hit him? Yeah? Blue has got 2 points to break, his midpoint down here and his 9 point up there. These are both stripped, so he's going to have a restricted choice of moves, and in particular, if he rolls any 6, he's going to be more or less forced off either his 9 point here. If he rolls 6-3, 6-4, 6-5. No, sorry, wrong one. The 6s are going to have to come off here. My error. So he's going to leave a shot immediately with quite a lot of the 6s. Now, what else do you have to think about? Many beginners would think, maybe I'm actually going to... I like my points. I like both having the midpoint and the 22 point. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move inboard here and keep those 2 points in my opponent's board. Now, this is completely the wrong idea. Here in this position, you must maintain that home board so that if you get a hit, you win. Yeah? So any move that, like 6-1 or 6-2 in the home board, so John will just do this.
This is the candidate play, 5 there and 4 there.
Okay. But this is not a good idea, because now when red hits, he isn't going to win the game. He has to make sure that he's going to win the game. All right? So, in terms of candidate plays, there's actually rather a lot. So, John, can you just run out through these? So, 22 to 13.
Okay. 22,
all right.
13.
13, okay.
4, 5.
4, 5, all right.
Candidate play.
Now here, if if blue rolls at a 6, then quite often red will get a double shot at the man that's left here on the midpoint. Yeah, that's one play.
Okay.
All right.
Next candidate play.
A second play is to run one man all the way from here.
From here.
All right. Now, these are 2 fundamentally different approaches to this position. One is saying I'm going to sit back on the 22 point and wait for my shot, right? But the other one is saying that I'm going to keep the bar and play from there. And here, I actually believe this is not the right idea, because now most of blue's 6s actually play quite well.
Okay.
So in my thinking process, I'm not going to actually play a move that gives up my bar point, because
but that's still a candidate
play.
A candidate play. Okay.
We can come out with 2 men.
We can come out with 2 men, like this.
All right. And notice that when blue does hit the exposed red checker, if he does roll that number, he has very few covering numbers. Yeah. So here he has 5-4 and 1-4 and 1-6. So that's only 6 numbers to cover. And double 1 he can hide.
5-1 he can hide as well.
Yeah.
But it still yields a lot of shots back.
Yeah, a lot of shots back.
Okay, so that's another candidate play. Any more?
We can come 1 out with a 5, just to promote There you go.
5.
And in 4.
And in 4. No, that's obviously not the one, is it?
Okay.
There is also coming out with a 4.
Yeah, and in 5.
And in with the 5.
Yeah.
Right.
As well. Okay. Any others, Chris?
Now, the key thing in any backgammon position is to not miss a candidate play, because if you spend hours deciding between move A and move B,
without thinking there was a move C.
and move C is the right play, then it's been a bit of a bad night,
Okay,
really.
Chris, we're under time pressure here. I'm going to have to push you. What's your play?
My play is to play 22 to 13. Right? I want to get my shot early, with the potential for gammons as well.
Okay.
And this is, again, you learn from experience. So there's a position between Lawrence Powell and Falafel in a key match in the World Championship this year, which was quite similar to this, but obviously not the same. So you hope to learn from experience.
Okay.
So in my analysis...
Okay, what I can say is this is brilliant, Chris. Absolutely brilliant.
Well done.
It's not the right play.
Thank you very much, John.
But it's better than what I did. Okay, much better than what I did. I did this. Okay. I did think about this a long time. I did this.
I should have mentioned split those 2 as well, by
Now,
the way.
you did mention that
Yeah.
the most irritating thing about analysing a position is when you don't even include the candidate plays.
Yeah.
And astonishingly, to my way of thinking,
It's this.
the correct play is this.
Yeah. Sorry, I had seen it, but I hadn't mentioned it.
And I think this is an unbelievably difficult play to find across the board.